Hello, everyone. Welcome to Mindless Monday. Yeah, let's just take a couple of moments to take a couple of breaths here. Just get ourselves grounded. Find some movement that feels good. So take a clearing breath, breathing in and out. Good. And breathe in to the count of 4, 2, 3, 4. Hold. And exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. And hold. Good. Breathe in 4, 2, 3, 4. And hold. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold empty. Good. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4. Hold. And this time exhale. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. One more round. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4. And hold. Exhale. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Good. Breathe in regularly. Exhale. And just stay with the breath for a couple of breaths. Nothing to do. Don't need to manipulate it. Just observe it. Good. Alrighty, so for today, I had a couple of things that came up, and I think the first thing that we're going to talk about, and the next week we'll talk about the other. But this week I wanted to talk about the triangle of disempowerment. Okay? And I think the reason I want to talk about this week is because we need to heal those aspects of ourselves. Because if we are still holding on to those, they kind of make us like an energetic weak spot, and it makes us vulnerable. Okay, so next week we'll talk about psychic protection, but this week let's talk about the emotions that keep us in that triangle, as well as the different aspects of those triangles. Okay, so the triangle of dismemberment includes the judge, the victim, and the rescuer. Okay, so the judge is pretty much what it sounds like. That judge loves to come in, he judges you, he judges everyone else, and when we're trying to get into that space of enlightenment and awakenment, is that a word? I'm gonna make it a word. But having that judge that's constantly picking is not useful for getting into those higher vibrational spaces, whether it's picking at you and all of your pieces, or picking at other people's pieces. And especially when we pick at other people, because that shows us where we need work. Okay, so it's not that the judge is not without its benefits, because it definitely is. But it's not good to be sitting in that energy. Okay. Then we have the victim. And the victim is poor me, poor me, poor me, right? Everybody else is out to get us. People are doing things to us. And really, when we're in that space, we cannot be empowered, right? That is definitely an disempowered mind frame. And then we have the rescuer. And for a lot of us who are in the spiritual realm, we need to be careful that we don't fall into the rescuer. Because the rescuer wants to help people. Like, let me help you up. You fell, don't fall, don't fall. Let me help you up. I got this, I can do this for you. And when we fall into that, we really take other people's power away. Or if we allow people to keep doing that for us, then we have that where we give our power away. Does that make sense? I hope so. Okay, so that's the triangle of disempowerment. The victim, the judge, and the rescuer. And so I've been working a lot on this lately because my judge is very loud. But so is my victim. And I've really been watching, just witnessing how the two of them kind of go in this circle. Like, the victim pops up, oh, poor me, which then the judge pops up and judges everybody else and judges me, and it's just not fun. And I'm getting better about not being the rescuer, even though I'm in the healing modalities, right? But I want people to be more empowered rather than disempower them. So, but this judge and the victim, for me, has to do a lot with anger and sadness. I know the smoke is just, I keep moving it and it's just going to play with us today. So we'll just allow that to come in and help clear as it always does. Okay, so for me, I've noticed when the victim comes in, because there's a lot of sadness that comes in with that, then the anger comes in, right? And then the anger goes into the judge. And so it kind of keeps looping. And as much as I want to let go of this, I have to sit in those feelings. And it's not always fun. And it's just as one of those now where I'm just like, oh, I see how much of that is in there. Because, a lot of times when we're in the spiritual realm, we're not supposed to feel things, right? Don't be angry. Don't be sad. Don't be in fear. Don't do this. Don't do that. Even in Reiki, our first two principles of Reiki are don't be angry and don't worry. So what do? Well, if we know how to work through those things, we work through them. But if we're feeling anger, what do? We go and we push it down somewhere. And for a lot of us, that's how we grew up, right? Don't be angry. Don't cry, or I'm going to give you something to cry about. And those kind of feelings or stories that we still have. Oh, I can't feel anger. I shouldn't be mad about this. Or we have the spiritual bullies, right? Don't be mad. Don't be angry about that. Don't judge them. And so we take on all these feelings that we're feeling because we're human. No matter what we do, we're still human right now. And so we end up pushing a lot of those feelings down. And so we need healthy ways to release any of these pent up feelings or emotions that we've stuck in our bodies. So when we do yoga, we talk a lot about, okay, we're working on the hips and the thighs and the back sides, and that's where we hold a lot of these emotions. second chakra, especially for our ladies, or for us ladies. We hold our emotions in that second chakra or the area around it. Okay, so when we do yoga, doing that stretching and moving and breathing, we breathe down into it and allow it to come back up. And just release it, because we just want to release the feelings, right? We just want to release those stuck heavy energies, but we want to keep the energy of it. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. We want to let go of the heavy emotions, but that takes a lot of energy, right? So for anger, especially for me, it has a lot of energy behind it. And so I want to hold on to the energy and use it in a new way. Especially in the second chakra, since that energy's already there, why not use it to create more instead of having it stuck and kind of festering? So if you, by all means, if you need to, get a pillow, get a punching bag, whatever, something you know how to use that you can punch those anger feelings out. Cry if you need to cry and let all that sadness out. If you need to work on releasing the worry, because I think a lot of us worry, right? If we have kiddos, we worry about our kiddos. If money's tight, then we worry about that. We worry about tomorrow. We worry about the politics. We worry about worry. And again, that takes a lot of energy, doesn't it? And if we're putting that all in that second chakra, let's create and use that energy, but release those especially old emotions and feelings that are stuck. So, so if you can find a healthy way to release those, if you can find the way, because if we don't, they just bubble up and then we yell at people or scream or, get really aggressive in our driving, or those things we're trying to run away from. And in this time, especially right now when we are being asked to let go of those things, and I'm seeing it on Facebook a lot too about people just having these rants, and not that it's okay to have a rant if you know how to clean up the energy. So one of the things for me, because I've had past lives where I've let out that rage, and so I'm a little concerned or maybe not able to let go of the rage or the anger or the sadness and the sorrow to be able just to express them. So what they showed me was, my guides, when at least monarch caterpillars take in a poison, maybe there's pesticides or what have you on the leaves that they're eating, they'll go off on the side of their enclosure or wherever they're at, and they just express and get rid of all of that toxins. And they actually will leave those toxins on the side of their enclosure or wherever they're expressing them at. So to be able to go into nature and just be able to express them, leave them, call back all the energy from them, and be able to go on. Okay. Let me make sure I have everything that they told me to talk about today. Okay. Yep. And we need to release the stories that go along with those too. Because when that anger comes up and then we go into the victim, because XYZ, and we keep telling the story over XYZ, 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 we end up with these negative thought forms that we've given all this energy that now runs XYZ without us really thinking about it or being in that space. And now XYZ is running, and now we can't get out of that space. Okay, so releasing and letting go of those stories is another great way to let go of all of that. Yeah, and we do have a storytelling event that's coming up that can help you to release those. Sometimes they've just been stuck since we were little, or for lifetimes and lifetimes and lifetimes, or we've had so much of it that we've shoved it down and almost disassociated from it, that we're not even in that space of it. Okay, so let's blow some of those heavy emotions into the stick today. Good. And whether you're listening to this live or you're listening to it later, it doesn't matter. It's all about releasing that energy. Yeah, absolutely. You can blow this into a rock and throw it into the river. Good. Again, find all of that. Yeah, look at the liver underneath the ribs. It's another place that holds toxins, right? And just blow it all out. Good. Take a moment anymore. That's okay, just to release it and let it go. You have permission to blow that out. And just let it dissipate. Good. And if you have a story that's coming up as you do this, good. And it's just about acknowledging that story and remembering that you don't need it anymore. It's not doing you any good. It's an old story. And it's okay to release it and to let it go, because it's probably not yours anyways. It's one that's been given to you through society, through family, through school, through friends, through what have you. So it's okay to let it go. You absolutely, positively have permission to let that go. Ooh. Good. All right, so we're going to put that in the fire. Allow the fire to transmute it. And please take that energy that you need. Fill up those chakras again. Paying special attention to the second and third chakra, and maybe the heart chakra too. Sometimes we hold a lot of that in our heart chakras. And just take that energy in. Good. Releasing those old energies, those old stories, so that you can be more empowered. And thank you for those old stories, for their wisdom, for their knowledge. But it's time to let go of the trauma, the drama of them. And wherever you're feeling that in your body, you can just put your hands there. And whether it's on the chakra or somewhere else, it's all good. It's all in your body. Okay. So breathing into that for just a couple of more moments. Breathing in. thank you, thank you, thank you for helping me to walk past those, to step through those, to show me where my healing still needs to be, where my shadows still are, those stories I'm still telling myself. Maybe an old agreement. Yeah, I'm not worthy of. No more of those. Because we are all doing the absolute best that we can. And we've come to this earth school to learn, to be. And we're working on remembering those spaces and those places and what we came here to be. To remember that we are love. So what I'd like for you to do is get comfortable. Okay. Good. And I'd like for you to imagine being in a meadow. And if you've done this with me before, you know that meadow. If not, create your meadow. And the sun is shining. And as you release old stories or you put them in the fire, you feel that weight of the world come off of your shoulder. Feel your heart lighten and brighten. And if you still have any stories coming up, you feeling that old anger or the old sadness or sorrow or rage or worry or the not good enoughs, I want you to just feel them drain out of your body through your feet. And just the emotions, keeping the energy. And we'll do something with the energy in a moment. But not needing those heavy energies. Just feel them flow. Feel them get heavy and just flow out from your feet. And allowing the sunshine to come into the top of your head. And noticing if there's any heavy residue left over from those old emotions, the old stories. And just feel it warming up those spaces and places so that they too can just drain out of your body, wherever you're holding on to them. And letting that sunshine come in more and more, filling you up. And as it comes into your body, do you need it to be a different color or colors? And allowing that beautiful warm sun as it sparkles all the different colors, healing the body, releasing those old stories, releasing the heaviness. Good. Clearing and cleansing the body and letting it go more and more, bringing you back into perfect health. And if you find one of those agreements, one of those old contracts of not worthy, not good enough, just imagine them going into the fire, sending them into the sun. And it's time to write new contracts of worthiness, of releasing the victimhood, releasing the judge, releasing the rescuer, or the need to be rescued. And breathing in and breathing out and releasing and letting go more and more. Good. And making new contracts and agreements of being empowered, of being centered, of being grounded, whatever it is that you need in this moment. But remembering you absolutely are worthy and knowledgeable and good enough. Yes, for those of you who are old enough to remember those skits, I am good enough. I am worthy. I am smart enough. And gosh darn it, people really do like me. Good. And feeling the last little bit of heaviness draining from your feet into Mother Earth. And feeling that warmth, filling your whole body from the top of your head down all the way to the tips of your toes. And remembering that you may need to do this once, twice, 5, 10 times a day. That's okay, because you'll notice that you need to do it less and less. And you'll find that you start to respond to triggers and to those emotions and those feelings and those old stories instead of just reacting. Healing more and more, letting go more and more. And now taking all the energy that was associated to all those old stories, maybe to that negative thought form that's been running, bringing it in. And now what do you want it to do? Do you want to bring it into the second chakra, into your sacral, so that you can create more in the world? You want to bring it into the third chakra so that you have more courage, more power, more energy. Bring it into the heart to be more loving. Yes, I'm sorry, go back to the root chakra, the first chakra, so that you feel more secure in the world. Do you want to speak more, be able to open your intuition, feel the connectionness, whatever it is? Do that. Do what feels good, as long as it harms none. Good. And be kind and gentle with yourself. Again, we are all doing the best that we know how. And we'll keep doing and keep healing and releasing and letting go. And remember, these stories have been running maybe just through this lifetime, maybe through other lifetimes, more and more, maybe through the ancestors. So be kind and gentle. Yeah, somebody was just talking about, being kind and gentle, but taking no shit either. So, find your empowerment. Be empowered. Good. And coming back into the room, connecting with your breath, your heart. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'm so grateful for you. So much love. And we'll see you next week.